Dude, dealers are conspiring to rip you off on the new Dodge Demon 170. And when I say conspiring, I mean they are literally getting in cahoots with each other and price fixing this thing. Now, before you say this is just clickbait, please hear me out. I'm making this video because I want you guys to know what's going on, and I want Dodge to know what's going on. This is not something Dodge wanted to see happen. I know that. This is not the fault of Dodge. This is the fault of the dealerships. Here's what went down. I have a good source that told me that this is what happened after the Demon 170 reveal event. So most of the dealers, especially the larger dealers, the owners were invited to the reveal of the Demon 170 that was launched the past Monday. And that car was the biggest announcement from Dodge that everyone's been waiting for a long time. We all know that. If you don't know what the Demon 170 is at this point, you've been living under a rock. But this is what happened. They went to go see the reveal, and then afterward, they started hobnobbing with each other. All the bigwigs from the different dealerships, specifically usually the owners and maybe some of their GMs, but I think it was mostly the owners that came up with this. They started talking with each other, and they came up with a plan to price fix this vehicle. Now, Dodge says it starts at $96,666, right? Well, if you had called the following morning to a dealer that had not gotten back with their owner that was still in Vegas the following day, you might have been able to get a response almost immediately. Yes, we'll put you on the list, and we're going to take maybe $25,000 markup on this vehicle, or give us your deposit and we'll secure you a vehicle. And that was happening almost everywhere. I literally got in my car early that morning, went to every single dealership I possibly could. I started getting on the phone, calling dealers up, and I actually was starting to get some hope that I would get this car. But then I started noticing the following day, everyone backtracking. People were reneging. Dealerships were saying, well, we got to think about it now, or they had other plans. Well, this is what started happening almost immediately towards the end of the following day, or by Thursday morning specifically, is what I started noticing a pattern across the board, across almost all dealerships, most major Dodge dealerships. And this is the text message I got from one of them that is just about copy pasted verbatim across the board that I started hearing from every single dealer that I was in contact with or was calling, except for maybe just a couple. And I mean, I called probably 25, 30 dealerships. And this is the pattern. Here's what he said. He said, "Good morning. I have an answer for you. I've been waiting for this answer. How are they going to handle this? Am I going to get an allocation? I bought a car from them before. I bought an original OG Demon from them before. We are taking all offers until Monday, and then 2 of the highest offers will be chosen at random via raffle. Priority will be given to the following: personal vehicle purchasers." Okay, that's me. I've purchased from them. Local residents, that's me as well. And get this, Demon owners, and this is third on the list, even though Dodge said that Demon owners would get priority. And I'm currently a Demon owner, but we'll get back to that later. Or previous clients. Now, I met all of these criteria, so I think, great, I have a chance on getting this. But then the next couple paragraphs: these things are not required, but if 2 offers come in at the same number and one is from out of state, the other is a local Demon owner, the local offer will be entered into the raffle. Okay, fine. All others will be considered, all offers will be considered, but it is not an auction. So your first offer is your final offer unless a situation occurs where we have too many people at a specific number. Now, here's where the similarity is beyond comprehension, because everyone seems to be doing some sort of auction, or many of the dealers are. But this is the part that really gets me, and this is where it seems to be that they've conspired to price fix this thing. Almost 9 out of 10 of the dealers have said this exact same line verbatim. We are looking for at least $100,000 over sticker with a $20,000 non-refundable deposit. I am not kidding you. Go and call your local Dodge dealer and ask them what it takes to get on the list for the Demon 170. This line here, we're starting bids at $100,000, okay, over sticker, not $100,000 for the car, over sticker, with a deposit of $20,000, non-refundable. And then it says, if you have any questions, please call. I thought with the first time I heard this that they were out of their mind. And I called another dealer, the same thing. I actually received this text message probably by the 5th or 6th dealer that I had been in contact, which was actually the original dealership that I was trying to get this car from, because it's the one that I originally bought my dealership. The problem is it used to be owned by another owner, and it's changed hands. But it doesn't seem to really matter, because I tried calling the dealership that now owns another dealership at a different location that I purchased my Demon from, and I was given the same line verbatim, and they're not even the same owner. And I started calling out of state, called Ohio, called Missouri, Montana. Every single one of these dealers, I would say at least 80% of them, had the same line. We're looking for at least 100,000. Bidding starts at 100 over sticker. You have to put down a $20K non-refundable deposit. And people would say, well, what does that mean, $20K non-refundable? But basically what it means is you got to put that down by early next week. Likely Mondays are going to ask for it. And your bids will be submitted. And then if your bid is selected, then they keep your $20K, and you can't back down. But if you were not selected, or your bid wasn't high enough, you only bid 120, and the cars, they got 3 allocations, and then there's a guy at 150, 180, or 200, you're not getting one. So then they'll give you back your deposit. Oh, thank you very much. But the fact that you got to front this down, they don't want you to even think about it, and they don't want you calling around, because you're going to have to put this deposit down. It's non-refundable. If they accept your offer for $100,000, 110, 120, you're locked in. Supposedly they take your non-refundable deposit, which is actually illegal in my state, and it's illegal in many other states, but they are trying to do this anyways. Until you actually receive the vehicle, they cannot keep your deposit. And if you reject a vehicle in my state and other states, they basically will have to give you your refund, or your money, your deposit back. So I don't understand why they would try to pull this, but this is like universal across the board. And see, these dealerships came up with this because they want to control the market for this car. This is a cash king for them. Now, here's the problem. Okay, Dodge, wake up. You have to understand that this is happening. See, Dodge doesn't like the fact that they're marking up the vehicle. Tim Kuniskis has said that he doesn't want that to happen. It's still their right, but they're going to discourage that. Well, this is how they're going to do it. And tell me if this makes sense. They're going to make you sign your document at the time that you order the vehicle, if you were already past the bidding process or whatever, and you get an allocation. And it's good. There's going to be the questions are going to ask you. Are you aware that this car can kill you? You have to initial that like the previous demon owners did, that this car is very dangerous, and basically if you drive this on the drag radials above certain speed, you will die. But then there's going to be an added line item in here that's going to say, did you pay over MSRP? And it might even ask you, if so, how much. And they think that that's going to deter the dealers from marking it up, because if someone says yes, then that allocation will be pushed to the end of the line. Well, why would somebody say, yeah, I paid over sticker, so throw me at the end of the line? So if someone's paying 100 over sticker and they agree to that, does the dealer does the dealer care what they put on there? The dealer knows they're not going to put on there that they paid over sticker. Many of these people are going to just leave it blank or say, no, I didn't. Why? Because they don't want to be pushed to the back of the line. And see, this is wrong. This is wrong on so many levels. You're allowing the dealer to put you in a position where you feel like you have to lie to get an early allocation. Now, this is going beyond current OG demon owners, okay, that hung on to their original cars. I'm just talking about the deposits for individuals that may have bought other cars from them. They might have a Hellcat Red Eye, but they've never owned a Demon. The only way they can get to the top of the list is if they paid MSRP. Well, I can tell you right now, hardly anyone is paying MSRP for this thing. I don't think there's going to be more than 20 people getting this car for MSRP outside of the owners themselves, the owner's sons, the owner's best friends, the owner's uncle and cousin. Individuals that really want to buy this car, that want it for what it's built for, are not going to be paying MSRP. They're going to be paying significantly more than MSRP. The sad part is they may have to pay upwards of 100. I've seen as high as realistic bids, as high as 200 at some of these dealers. And these are rich guys that want it for their collection. The car will probably never be dragged, but hey, this is the way it goes. You can buy a vehicle and pay whatever you want for it. And that's not my complaint. My complaint is that Dodge did not figure out a real way to prevent individuals from getting cornered into having to pay way over that all of these dealers have agreed to, and then have to lie on the application in order to get ahead of everybody else. What's that app going to do? That application's going to... Everybody's going to say they got it at MSRP. Dodge is going to have a surge of applications that come in that all say they bought it at MSRP. So it's not going to help the little guy. It's not going to help the ones that are trying to get this vehicle. It's going to help the dealer, because the dealer still gets away with selling it, $150,000 over sticker, and he gets to sell you the allocation at this really high price. And I just feel that this is wrong. And Dodge, you need to wake up. I mean, I think that they should have taken a chapter out of Ford's book. When Ford launched the GT, back when it came out in 2017, that vehicle, I think they handled it right. I'm sad I couldn't get one, and a lot of people were sad they couldn't get one. But basically, there was no marking up. You were referred to a dealer of your choice, and it was delivered through that dealer. But Ford facilitated the buying process and the speccing of the vehicle, and you basically dealt direct almost with Ford to buy that car, and then the dealership just delivered. They got their cut, but they had no way of marking up the vehicle. But when your vehicle arrived, it was already paid for, ready to go, or financed or whatever, and all you had to do was just take delivery. So I really think that they should have taken a chapter out of Ford's book on that, and that would have probably solved this. And I don't understand why they didn't do that with this vehicle. We're still unclear of how they're going to handle current original Demon owners that kept their cars, because I have been an original owner since 2018. The window sticker has my name on it. I have the build sheet. I have the crate. It's my car. I've taken it to the drag strip. I've used it for the purpose it's supposed to be used for. I've taken the drag strip many times, actually. I've actually driven the car the way it was meant to be driven. And I've got about 5,000 miles on it. I didn't park this as a garage queen, and I want this new one. But I'll save that for another video. But tell me what you think. And Dodge, if anybody will ever see or catch wind of this, please make this right. This is wrong on so many levels, what the dealers are doing to the consumer. You do have some control over this. There are ways to make this right. Please figure out a way to make this right. Thank you for listening to this rant, and I hope you have a good rest of your day.